Hello and welcome to another edition of Paranormal Activity and Mysterious Stories. Let me give you a quick preview of what I got coming up in this video. The first is a YouTube video of a strange pink craft over the ocean in Russia. Let's see. Second, I have this video. Actually, this is going to be two different videos of two separate objects. Let's see, I have this video of this strange light that was caught on a game cam. You know, you see this deer here and then this strange light checking out the deer. Let's see, I got this Reddit video of some tiny lights. This video is kind of hard to see, but I'll go full screen and you'll see these little lights in the sky. Also have this video here of two different people talking about a meeting that Eisenhower had with a race of aliens. Actually, there's two different testimonies here. And then this guy here, you only get a small clip of this guy's testimony, but I found his full entire testimony here. It's over 8 minutes long, so I'll link to that too. Let's see. I also have this very interesting story about a possible dimension traveler or someone who came from another dimension. Yeah, I don't, give this story a lot of credence, but I thought it was interesting. This is a video about a rock in Japan. And supposedly this rock is heavier than the stones at Giza. I think it's 60 tons. But anyways, it's just giant rock in Japan. No one knows how it got there, but I think this is definitely evidence of, of highly advanced civilizations that used to occupy our planet. Let's see. I have this video here. This is an interview that was given by this guy, Ross Dedrickson, and he was part of a group that would go around inspecting nuclear sites, and while he was inspecting nuclear sites, he saw UFOs, and he also heard about UFOs shutting down our nuclear missiles. And then let's see, last is this story about this traveler who checked out this Buddhist temple where no women are allowed, and on the floor of the temple are these depictions of flying saucers. This is the temple. And this is what he saw. And then apparently when he, asked the monk about it, the monk didn't know anything about it and claimed that he thought that these were boats. But anyways, let me go to this first video here. Let me go full screen. This is a pink UFO over ocean surface at Odessa, Russia on December 6th. Yeah, that's essentially it. You just see this thing and, I know I can't play these whole videos or I'll get hit with copyright violations. But of course, I will leave links so that you can check them out yourself. Okay, now this video here, this is this is another compilation video. This guy, so apparently a husband and wife saw this object here. So they snapped a photo and then they started recording. And this is what they caught. And that's all you see in this video. And then if I go a little bit further, there's another video. Let me go full screen on this one, because there's actually this another object here that seems kind of strange. Yeah, this here doesn't, look like a plane or anything like that to me. Yeah, I'm not too sure if that thing disappeared. Down there it is. Yeah, they just went out of focus. I don't think it actually disappeared. I just think the camera lost focus. And, obviously this is not the best footage. I'm sure it was hard to get a focus on that thing. But anyways, I'll leave a link to this video in the description. Let's go to this other video. Now, yeah, this is a trail cam. And I don't think that that's a bug. I think, like, if that was an insect, I just don't imagine an insect moving like that. I think an insect movements would be a little more erratic. This looks like it's actually checking out this deer. But what could it be? I have no idea. The link will be in the description. You can check it out and try and figure it out yourself. Okay, now let's see. Let me go full screen on this because this is definitely hard to see. But yeah, you can kind of see these blinking lights. And that's it. This is a 9-second video. Let me play that again. Over the 101 freeway in Los Angeles. Link will be in the description. Okay, now this video here, this is actually 2 different testimonies of people who talk about aliens meeting with Eisenhower. Let's check this out.
Brought down at Roswell, was brought down with Doppler radar. And he said, I don't know. They continued talking. What happened after that? He said, they came out over the mountains, across the proving ground, White Sands Proving Ground, across the monument, and the guy on the left, again, the khaki guy, said, I heard one landed at the monument. He said, the other one said, I don't know about that. I'm telling you what I saw. He says, 2 of them came over. One landed on the reactive in front of the plane, and the other one hovered overhead like it was protecting that plane. He got out of his plane, walked to the UFO, and the door opened, and he walked inside. How long was he in there? About 40 or 45 minutes. Could you see? Were they grays? He said, I couldn't see. I didn't have binoculars. Who had the binoculars? The tower. Could they see? No, they didn't have the angle.
So then, here's this other guy.
My personal testimony of one document related to one of these ongoing topics, which I saw while in office serving on the State Federal Relations and Veterans Affairs Committee. The document I saw was an official brief to President Eisenhower. To the best of my memory, this brief was pervaded with a sense of hope, and it informed President Eisenhower of the continued presence of extraterrestrial beings here in the United States of America.
You notice what he said there? The continued presence. He didn't say they were visiting. He said the continued presence, which affirms what I believe, that there are several advanced species that have civilizations, bases, some kind of permanent, a permanent destination here that I believe has been here a lot longer than we have. When I say we, I mean Homo sapiens. But anyways, yeah, this is just a short clip of his full testimony. This video here is actually his entire testimony. I guess he was a former legislator, but it's 8 minutes long. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I will leave a link in the description so you can check it out. So let me go to this next video here. Yeah, this video, kind of weird. This is about some guy who showed up at an airport, and he had all the proper paperwork from this unknown kingdom of Taured. And the story is, they this was in Japan. He landed in Japan. They thought something was weird, so they stuck him in a locked room with a guard outside the door, and then the next morning when they went in, he was gone. Let's hear what this video has to say.
Of the Tokyo airport itself, Taured had to be in place of Andorra. When officials asked the man, who spoke fluent French as well as other European languages and basic Japanese, to indicate this country on a map, he turned his attention between France and Spain, but went on a rampage not finding Taured marked on the map, despite being Taured, in his opinion, a nation that had existed for at least 1,000 years. At its place, he found, instead, the Principality of Andorra, which he declared he had never heard of. The traveler, more and more impatient, was then asked to show other documents, which he did, but also identity cards, driving license, and insurance apparently had been issued by an elusive United Kingdom.
Yeah, you see, like, if this was some elaborate hoax, I mean, if this story is true, I mean, this, someone went to a lot of work in order to pull off this prank. But again, if this story is true, and they stuck him in a room with no windows, only one entrance and exit, and then he disappeared the next morning. Okay. It's a story. I'll leave a link in the description. You can check it out. Yeah. Now this video is about this megalith here that they found in Japan. Check this out.
5 meters wide and 7.5 meters deep with a weight of 500 tons. This makes the stone larger than any of the stones used in the Great Pyramid of Giza, the largest of which was 80 tons, while the typical large base stones of that pyramid were 6 to 10 tons. The Hoden stone was carved out of the surrounding mountainside. We don't know the original purpose of Ishi no Hoden. The stone's creation is attributed to German civilization, the earliest known prehistoric human civilization, which is also connected to the oldest discovered pottery. The ancient monument has been venerated through history. The locals believe it is the work of gods. They believe 2 gods created this monument, Okuni Nushi and Sukuna Hikona. According to the legend, they were supposed to make a castle in one night. There was a rebellion which caused the gods to leave the work incomplete. Beneath the rock is an artificial reservoir which collects water, and people who live locally claim it never runs dry.
Yeah, you can look at the precision that this stone was cut. I think it's pretty apparent that there were definitely highly advanced civilizations on this planet before we got here. This is something to think about. I don't think anyone can deny that we are an advanced civilization, right? I mean, we've landed men on the moon. We have probes on Mars. We have probes on the outer edges of our solar system. We are an advanced civilization. And, it's not publicly known, but we also have anti-gravity craft, the TR-3B anti-gravity craft. We have it. Again, and it's not known publicly, but we have a space fleet. So I don't think anyone can doubt that right now in the 21st century, we would be considered an advanced civilization. And while we are a highly advanced civilization, I don't know about highly advanced, but while we're an advanced civilization, there are also primitive hunter-gatherer tribes that live alongside us, right? I mean, there's the Santillis in India, I think the people are called. We know that there are uncontacted tribes in the Brazilian rainforest. And I think there are also uncontacted tribes in the Philippines. I think they're called the Negritos or something like that. There's most likely tribes in the middle of Africa, that are uncontacted, where if we were to go into those societies today, it would be like going back in time. Time has not moved for them. So while at the same time we're an advanced civilization, there are still very primitive hunter-gatherer societies on this planet alongside us. So why couldn't it, be different? Let's say 100,000 or a million years ago, or 500,000 years ago. that they were back then, there were also advanced societies living alongside primitive hunter-gatherer societies. And if there was a global cataclysmic meteor impact that destroyed, most of the civilizations, the people that would still survive would be the hunter-gatherers. Any of those advanced civilizations like us, if a meteor were to impact and wipe out our society, most people would die because most people, wouldn't know how to survive without all the modern conveniences. But the hunter-gatherers they know how to survive in a natural environment. They would be the ones that would survive any type of cataclysmic catastrophe. But anyways, let me go on to this next video. Yeah, this video here is about this guy, Ross Dedrickson. He was part of a group that would go around inspecting nuclear sites.
During that period of time, one of my functions was to accompany a security team which visited all of the nuclear facilities to check on the security of weapons. And we were getting reports of visits by UFOs over the storage facilities and even some of the manufacturing facilities. And that went on continuously.
And then he goes on to say that after a while, they were getting so many of these reports that people stopped reporting them because it was too much paperwork. And there were other reasons that they just stopped reporting. But let me check out something else that he says here.
And exploded for scientific measurements and other things, which was not acceptable to the extraterrestrials.
What happened?
They destroyed the weapon before it got to the moon. With reference to the incident which our government sent a nuclear weapon for explosion on the moon's surface, it was tended to, as I understand it, to assess some scientific data and reaction and so forth. The idea of any explosion in space by any Earth government was not acceptable to the extraterrestrials, and that has been demonstrated over and over.
And what's the consequence? How is that demonstrated?
By the destruction of any nuclear weapons sent into space.
Yeah, now there's definitely been reports, craft that we were sending in to the moon that have exploded, so that kind of explains the reason why. And if these extraterrestrials were from another galaxy, another dimension, I don't think they would care so much about what we were doing to this planet. I think the reason why they're preventing us from doing all of these explosions is because it impacts them. I mean, he does say in this, again, this is a 13-minute video, but he mentions how the nuclear explosions does something to the electromagnetic forces around the Earth or something. Again, I don't quite understand everything, but it does impact their ability to operate their craft. So that's the reason why they don't, or they've been monitoring our nuclear sites. But anyways, this is a very interesting video. I'll leave a link in the description so you can check it out. Now let's see. This last video here is of this traveler, David Hunter Bishop, who went to this Buddhist temple, and he came across these images, or they were etched in the floor of the temple. And apparently the Buddhist monk that he asked about him, I mean, he was a young kid, but he didn't know anything about him and thought that they were just boats. But check these out. Now, the article does state that there was some renovation done in like 2008, but I don't think any of the renovation involved, people coming in and drawing these UFOs. And also something that he mentions here. I decided to sign up for a monk check and ask a real monk, but first I did a cursory internet search and found that Buddhist cosmology involves the belief that we live among an infinite succession of universe that recedes and reforms over eons of time, and that they contain millions of inhabited planets. Yeah, so to the to the Buddhist monks, alien life isn't anything out of the ordinary. Aliens are not, yeah, nothing out of the ordinary. It's something completely natural to them. But I thought that this was a very interesting article, so I thought I'd leave it as the last one in this video. But anyways, that is going to be it for this video. I think this video is going kind of long. If you like things like this, please give this video a thumbs up. Please share this video. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I'll have more things like this. Take care.